to Studio 308. I'm Avia Hannon. Coming up, the arts are one of many ways that students at Iowa State can express themselves. But the art of glass blowing takes creativity to a whole new level. Ashton Tack gives us an inside look at the Gaffers Guilds. The fair is a staple of daily living in Iowa, but imagine a world with costumes and your wildest imaginations coming to life. I'll have the story of how Ames, Iowa did just this by holding their first Renaissance Fair this April. The Iowa State Fashion Show isn't just a display of beautiful garments. It's a tribute to the dedication and passion of the students who make it happen. Jacob Rice met the people behind the curtain and spoke with the students whose artistic vision and detailed planning during this performance bringing it to life. Next, we take you inside Access Therapy Centers, where families find more than just support, they find progress. Whitney Spencer will highlight the dedicated therapists and innovative tools in use. Would you believe me if I told you that one of the most read student newspapers is located right here on Iowa State's campus? Well, it's true. The Iowa State Daily is one of the forefront of student journalism, publishing over 2,000 articles annually. Today, Caden Storm gives us an inside look. Professional musicians typically perform in large halls, auditoriums, and stadiums that can seat hundreds to thousands of patrons. But what about a whole rock band in the comfort of your basement? Our own Liam Brennan talked to two friends who did just that, exploring their house venues, humble beginnings, rise to popularity, and unexpected challenges. But first, imagine screaming, cheering, and booing fans. What people think of competitive games, some might think of football, basketball, or maybe even chess. Would it surprise you to know that I'm talking about the game bingo? Here's Emma Lorang with an unlikely thought of competition that has a dedicated fan base.
I'm Emma Lorang, with origins that date back to 1500s in Italy, a game that has been around for over 90 years in the United States, and now it is played everywhere. Bingo. The unlikely thought of competition has a strong impact on Iowa State University students.
Bingo. To an outsider, it's a game of luck. To an avid player, it's a highly competitive sport. Samantha Hayes, a sophomore, hasn't missed an after-dark bingo game since she came to Iowa State University.
Bingo is not a grandma's game. Bingo, college bingo at Iowa State University is absolutely a competitive sport. There's no doubt about it. People will scream when they are like one away and someone else yells bingo. It is absolutely competitive.
People are out there screaming. I mean, I was kind of screaming too because I didn't win anything.
From yelling to cheering to booing, passionate players make bingo a whirlwind of a competition.
Samantha Hayes hopes that bingo's popularity and competitiveness continues to grow for future games at Iowa State University.
I'm Liam Brennan. When two friends, Hassan and Cole, formed a venue out of their basement in 2022, they didn't expect it to go anywhere. Now, 2 years later, their venue, crudely named the A-Hole, is an established music venue with a regular crowd. The two talked to me about the A-Hole's rise and how that popularity gave them unwanted attention, as well as some unexpected difficulties.
Raise of hands and voices. Who's been to the A-Hole before? It's pretty good, pretty good.
Named after the A-frame above the front steps, the do-it-yourself venue was formed when two sound technicians, Cole Hildenbrand and Hassan Reif, wanted to start a venue of their own.
Yeah, I just thought house shows were the coolest thing ever.
In the fall of 2022, Cole and Hassan had their first couple of shows. But they said that the venue had two big issues. Barely anybody showed up, and very few people outside of their friend group wanted to play.
Sure, I mean, at that point, anybody who asked to play would have gotten a show.
Yeah, no question.
For Hassan and Cole, this slow start didn't last long, and by their second semester as a venue, the A-Hole was packed with strangers looking to rock.
So
it feels like, it's just my house, right, or whatever. But it's when people start showing up and you're like, who in tarnation are all these people in my house?
The two friends said that word of mouth, a little bit of luck, and a close proximity to campus town is what helped their venue gain traction.
But as they'd soon find out, opening the door to strangers sometimes comes at a price.
Because there's always people who don't know how to act.
In the spring of 2023, the two roommates started to notice that items were going missing after shows. And after a few run-ins with authorities,
They wanted us to do a little bit to kind of curb underage drinking, and we're like, yeah, cool. No
the pair decided to implement a $5 cover, ID checks, and wristbands, all policies that are enforced by volunteers and are meant to keep the a-hole safe.
I want to make it very clear, we're lazy. We don't want to do any more than we have to. Everything that we've been doing is not because we want to be like a real venue, it's because, well, I guess we have to do this now.
Despite all the difficulties that now come from running the a-hole, Sign and Cole recently re-signed for another year of house shows. Anything beyond that, only time will tell.
I guess when we started doing this, I told myself, like, the day that this stops being enjoyable is the day that I'm going to stop doing it.
If you want to find out when Cole and Hassign's next show is, you can go to the aholeames.com. As for the location, the two stopped sharing it publicly last year. They say that the best bet is to take your chances and ask a friend.
I'm Caden Storm. Here at the Iowa State, the Daily is one of the most read student newspapers in the country. Their success comes from a dedication to craft and journalistic principles that are the foundation for future success. Nestled away in the Landscape and Architecture building on Iowa State's campus lies the Iowa State Daily. The Daily is a student-operated news organization that has been running since 1890. The Daily publishes online news articles and podcasts covering a variety of topics, including sports.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sports Weekly. I'm your host, Christian Royston.
Student life.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back from winter break.
And breaking news stories. And Editor-in-Chief Andrew Harrington is the man that oversees the entire operation.
My roles involve editing content, obviously, as well as kind of managing the staff, making sure everybody's getting their content in, making sure everything's accurate.
But why is having a student newspaper important for the community?
It helps students stay up to date with the community as well as other members of the Ames community, just to see what's going on in the world, I guess. And it also provides a great opportunity for people to be able to get a kickstart on their careers.
I think it's important so that students can have a voice and they can kind of see what's going on around them, kind of local news. For us, for sports, it's also good to give an outlet to some of these, pretty much all the sports, especially smaller sports, because if you have a student paper, we can get kind of the inside info from student athletes, or also be more available for smaller sports.
Ourselves a voice, using that voice, learning how to organize information in a way that other people can understand is always going to be important and key, but especially when you're young.
Remember to always support student news. All of the Iowa State Daily's content is available through its website at iowastatedaily.com.
I'm Whitney Spencer. Meet the Harberts, whose twin daughters have blossomed with the help of dedicated therapists and innovative tools. At Access Therapy Centers, breakthroughs aren't just milestones, but everyday victories.
Access Therapy Centers serve as an invaluable support system for families with children facing special needs. Among those who have benefited from Access's services are Nick and Chelsea Harbert and their twin daughters, Avi and Blake. The twins began therapy at Access at the age of 4.
They started out nonverbal, now they're verbal, they both are, so after around 6 months, I would say, we started to hear their first words, which is the best thing you can ask as a parent.
Now at 6 years old, they have made remarkable progress, speaking in full sentences with the dedicated guidance of Access therapists. Innovative tools such as ASC devices with speech buttons have played a vital role in their development.
Play. Levels.
The twins' case managers, Moira Green and Brittany Horner, have been instrumental in their journey.
It's been really cool and I guess slightly challenging in a way to always make sure that I'm doing the best for AV while kind of watching what Brittany does for Blake and make sure that, you know, I'm not just doing it because Brittany's doing it to Blake, you know, looking at what AV needs.
You do high five, say good job.
The amount of joy that Blake and AV bring us and the Harvards bring us and their story that they told you and shared is just one of so many.
At Axis, families like the Harvards benefit from not only therapy, but also a supportive environment dedicated to their welfare.
I would say overall this place, just in general, has completely changed our life. We hope that just through Access and a combination of school and all the other things we're doing, that they'll be able to function as adults and go to college and live on their own and be able to do big things.
With each therapy session, Access Therapy Centers continues to make a meaningful difference in the lives of the families they serve.
The Harvard's journey highlights the ongoing progress and support offered at Access Therapy Centers, inviting viewers to explore their services further on their website at accesstherapycenters.com.
I'm Jacob Rice. The student-led Iowa State Fashion Show requires passion and dedication for those on stage. But the same commitment extends to those who pull off this annual event. While viewers of the show only see the polished version of the final runway, there's also a massive amount of planning and production behind the scenes.
The fashion show is one of the most anticipated events at Iowa State. A dedicated group of students are the creative force behind the annual event. The fashion show allows for building strong social connections and gaining professional experience.
The fashion show can be that community where they find people and find their home within the 30,000 people at Iowa State. There's a lot of professional development that comes along with it, that you have a lot of classes where you're learning the content that you're going to take out into your career. But also when you leave and enter the workforce, you need to be able to work with other people. And I think the fashion show gives people an opportunity to say, like, I've worked in this organization where I worked with other teams. We all had different responsibilities. We collaborated and problem solved and communicated and worked together to make this thing happen.
Over 200 students from all majors collaborate through the fall and spring semesters, splitting the work into 15 committees.
Everything we've done up to this point is what's prepared us. Like, we don't have that much else to do to prepare. So I just kind of trusting in what we've done already and like trusting that we've done our job well, because like it's all worked out up until now. So it's just getting out there and doing it and like being focused as much as we can.
The end of the fashion show means so much to longtime members.
I would say it's almost indescribable, which sounds a little cheesy, but it really is hard to explain that level of, you know, anxiousness, but you're excited, but you're happy, but we're almost like not sad that it's here, but sad that it's going to be over. So I feel like all of that emotion wrapped up into one is really hard to explain unless you've been in the position before.
When the team arrives to Stevens Auditorium 3 days before the show, the pressure builds while constructing the set and holding rehearsals.
Man, it's incredibly rewarding especially to spend so much time with a team of people and to then get to see the finished product, get to see all the people on stage see it. One of my favorite feelings is when the curtain rises, you know, and then everyone in the crowd like oohs and ahs, like that's really rewarding. And then the day after, you know, you're looking at pictures, you're really just reminiscing and you're holding it really close to you because it was such a rewarding experience. And then the weeks after the fashion show, it's kind of odd when you don't have to go to set build or to class. It really is just such a special program and special thing to be a part of. That's just so rewarding.
Not long after the curtains fall, the planning for next year's fashion show begins.
To find information about donating or contributing to the fashion show, please visit their Iowa State website.
I'm Avi Hannon, a Renaissance fair offers different events from your traditional county carnival, I took a step inside the first such offering in Ames.
Ames, Iowa held its first Renaissance Fair on April 13th through the 14th. The event started from 2 Iowa State students. There were lines of tents with trinkets, there was fire eating, dueling, sword fighting, axe throwing, and so much more. 2 people working the event talked about what they made.
Everything's 3D printed. We got babies, juniors, and adults, and other mythical creatures. A lot of dice towers, keychains, fidgets, anything you can really imagine.
Attendees of the event say it was very successful and lots of fun.
Everyone's just really been enjoying themselves, it seems like.
The fair was orchestrated by 2 Iowa State students.
I think that for it being a new fair, being set up by 2 college students, they did an amazing job. They knocked it out of the ballpark and did awesome.
The workers hope this is a new tradition to come.
I'm Ashton Tack. Glassblowing is an art form that requires serious attention to detail, which is something that students at the Gaffers Guild possess. The Gaffers Guild Club at Iowa State provides students with a chance to develop new skills through glassblowing. Those who attend classes learn skills necessary for creating works of art made from glass, while also learning the safe ways to create them. Club Vice President Jace Abens said the group has grown in skill level through working on projects for local companies.
We've been doing a commission for Musco Lighting, the stadium lighting company. We're making these giant 2-foot tall flame sculptures that'll actually be in basically a chandelier installation in one of their new buildings.
Student Azrael Carr shared her experience with working on this commission.
We're making these really, really big, huge pieces. They're like multiple pounds of glass, and they're like a foot wide. They look like candle flames. It's really intense. We have a group of like 8 of us, and we come in every Thursday, and we just practice making the pieces.
Abens said this project will continue into the fall semester as the club gains more members. Students looking to join the guild can email gafferexec@iastate.edu for more information.
I'm Avia Hannon. From all of us here, thanks for joining us this semester on Studio 308.